Anxiety, a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease about something with an uncertain outcome. Hello everyone, I'm Nicholas and I'm here today to talk about anxiety. The thing that I read at first was the definition of anxiety, and with that I'm going to present you with a few tips on how I have dealt with it because I have experienced that, and that is from the standpoint of which I will be talking. I do want to stress the fact that if you have a serious problem, that I am not a professional, and if you really need some help, then I suggest that you seek out a professional because I am not a professional. I'm just giving you my tips as someone who has experienced it to a lesser degree. I have a lot of friends who has experienced it on a higher level than I ever will, and I am taking a bit of advice from what I have been helping them with as well. So I hope this is gonna help you. Let me just share with you what I got. Tips number 1, surround yourself with people that are understanding but not suffering from the same thing. Have you ever seen a group of people who all have social anxiety? It doesn't work. I have seen it and it just ends up with them not being able to do anything. I can still be anxious at times, but whenever I am with friends who are a lot more confident than I am, then I feel safer and I'm also able to kind of go out of my comfort zone a little bit because I feel like I'm not completely alone and I feel a bit backed up by them. And also, you know, their confidence is kind of smitting over to me. Smitting. I meant contagious. Smitting is a Norwegian word for contagious. Anyways, it's contagious when they are being confident and calm and relaxed. So try to surround yourself with people that will have that effect on you. If you're around confident, happy, and outgoing people, then most likely it will be a little contagious for you, and if not, then at least it's gonna be a bit supportive for you. The second tip is try it. Do it often. I find that a lot of security comes from experience. Personal feeling of security and feeling of confidence and stuff. It comes from experience. The first time you go somewhere new, or the first time you're experiencing a new thing, or the first time you're going to an event you have never been to before. The first time is always a lot more scary because, uncertain outcome. You don't really know what's going to happen. But if it's something that you've done a million times, you don't get anxious about brushing your teeth, do you? But you will get anxious about going outside if you never really do it. So my advice is try to expose yourself to situations that you feel unease about, and try to do it as often as you can. And sure, bring your backup, bring your confident friends, bring your outgoing friends, bring your friends that don't have anxiety to kind of calm you down and balance you out. But I really recommend that you try, because just like when I started my new job, at first I was super anxious. I didn't know what to do. I didn't understand anything. I was scared to do anything because I was afraid I would do it wrong. But now I feel confident because I go there a lot. I know my things. I've done it before, right? Tips number 3, think it through. Now this is something that I do with my friends a lot because I do have a bunch of friends that are kind of anxious at different, various levels, various situations. And the thing that I usually do to kind of help out is that I tell them, I talk about it. I kind of try to plan it with them. Worst case scenario, you can just do what? Worst case scenario, what is the solution? I find that it tends to help people, and personally this is what I use the most on myself as well. Whenever I'm anxious, I just think, okay, what am I scared of? What exactly am I afraid of? And how can I deal with it in that situation? Because then I feel like I have a plan, and then the outcome will be less uncertain because I know what I can do and how it's gonna result. For example, let's say that I'm going to a party and I am really scared, I'm worried, I don't know a lot of people. I have one friend that I'm going with, and I don't really know anyone else, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna like the people who are there because I haven't met them before, right? What am I scared of? I'm scared of just being stuck there in an awkward situation that I do not like and I have no one to talk to because my friend ditched me and stuff. What do I do? What I recommend is that before you go, you talk with your friend and you kind of make a deal that maybe you will have to leave early but if you don't feel comfortable or anything like that. Like for me, sometimes I visit my friend in the next town over that's kind of far from home, so I can't really go home. I would be staying at her place and I don't have a key. But if I was wondering or worried that maybe I wouldn't want to stay there for very long, and I was kind of worried that, she was gonna disappear and run away with some other people, then maybe she could either give me the key or she could leave the key somewhere around her apartment, like under the mat or in the post thingy, the post box or something like that, so that if I didn't like it, I could leave. And I would know that, okay, in worst case scenario, I have a way out. I have a solution. So even if everything goes to shit, I will be okay, right? That's kind of like making a backup plan. It's a lot about that. It sounds kind of like super anxious, paranoid thinking, but I find that it helps a lot, and it helps my friends a lot, because whenever they are anxious, we talk about it, we figure out the situation, we figure out what to do. And it works. Tip number 4, and the last one, is that you need to realize most people are not out to get you. Because even if you wreck a situation totally ruin whatever was happening and anything, you just act calm and you apologize and you admit your mistake, then people will be understanding. And also, if you feel anxious, don't be afraid to let people know. If you're anxious about a situation, like when I was traveling and just out of the blue ended up having to travel alone to the other side of the earth, and it wasn't really planned. Do you know any idea how anxious I felt and how like worried and everything that I felt? But then the people sitting next to me were kind of like curious, like, why are you crying on the plane? And I was like, I don't know, I'm scared because I'm traveling alone and I feel anxious because I haven't done it before. And they were just so warm and so nice, and they were like, don't worry, we have traveled before, we can like kind of take a little care of you because we noticed that you're anxious. You know, people will try to be helpful if they can, if you just tell them what the problem is. If I just brushed them off and said, no, it's okay, I don't need help, then they would just kind of be, okay, I guess you don't want my help, and then would just leave you alone, which some people would like. But in my experience, it's nice to admit if you have a problem, because people will be understanding and it will just help. Okay, communication, people, communication. Anyways, those were my tips for anxiety. Again, if you want a more in-depth talk about it, you can click the link in the description where I will be talking more about it, like in a vloggy style. I will just sit down and will tell you about my experience and how I dealt with it, and then maybe I will borrow some of my friends' experiences and talk about those and how we kind of worked with them and stuff. And yeah, next time we're going to talk about how to make new friends, because everyone could need a new friend sometimes. It's fun, it's interesting, and maybe you're done with your old ones. Anyways, I hope to see you then, and with that I'm gonna take my leave. Good luck with your anxiety things and stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!